well on YouTube and Twitch. Alrighty. Hello, what is up guys? Today we're gonna be continuing our live stream. I don't know. Let me restart that. Hello guys, today we're back again. We're gonna be continuing the project of building Breakout. Originally we're doing it on C sharp, but unfortunately we ran into some minor issues, which is why I just switched into Unity just because I wanted to make sure get everything running, and it was just some dev environments on my system that I needed to fix. But yeah, Unity was the quicker option, so now we're on Unity creating a Breakout. So last time, the only thing that we got done was essentially building the moving of the player, the platform where the ball falls down. Here, just give me a second while I quickly switch to the right scene for that. Ah, yes. So essentially, all what we did last time, a quick recap, was just build the player control system. This is the A and D and the left and right arrow key to move the player. So now here we're waiting. While we wait for that, let me just open up my text editor in order to have it set up fast enough. That way we don't have to worry about it later on. There we go. Open up the right project. Oh, there we go. Okay, so as you can see, well, like as you can't see, but right now I'm pressing the left arrow key and it's moving. Right arrow key, A key, D key, and it's moving. As you can see, we just have the basis of the whole beginning. Oh, so I guess today what we're gonna be working on is essentially creating the ball, which is just creating a new 2D object, and it's a circle. This circle would work for us, but let me just move it from its current section. Now, if I go to see, now there it is. You know what? Let me put game. Let me put this in the same. I don't know how to add it. There you go. That's kind of annoying. I don't want to. Okay. How do I zoom in? Oh, I forgot my key for let me. Oh, no idea what I did. I probably triggered some kind of zoom function on zoom. What is up? Oh, that's my bot. Okay, so guys, I messed up and I accidentally enabled the magnifying glass. Let's there we go. Oh my goodness, that was not fun. However, let me just quickly search up the how to zoom out in Unity editor with keyboard. Let me see. Hold Alt and right mouse button. Drag. Okay. Alt. There we go. There we go. That's what we need. Okay, so clearly I don't know. All right, so right now we're just gonna move this up here. We're gonna make this definitely a lot smaller just because I don't want it to be too big. So probably like, let's say like maybe 2, 3. 3 should be fine. All right. So first things first, we have to add. Well, yeah, it's just gonna be ball. I'm just gonna call it ball, just so we are labeling things nice and dandy. All right, we're gonna probably add, since we're gonna add force, we're gonna add a rigid to body. Now let's see what exactly it does at the moment. So No, we are gonna keep this in the bottom just so I can. There we go. There we go. Doing that is not the most ideal thing, but let's see how it acts up now that I added a rigid body to the. Okay, so it does not collide. Okay. Clearly there has to be a button to make it collide with each other. Um, I don't know if that requires a collision box for that. I would assume so, but let me check. Unity, um, rigid, rigid body collisions detection. Mm, let's see. Unity component. Blah 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 blah. Fix update. Continuous and dynamic. On collision enter. On collision. On trigger entry. On trigger stay. On trigger exit. Okay. So it definitely has some kind of collision. Collision detection continuous. Okay. Collision continuous. Okay. We set it all to continuous and see how it actually does work out at the end of the day. All right. So they still don't know that each other exists. So that is definitely something that we have to fix. But I don't know if it's acidic here. Doesn't seem like it. So I think it will have to be some kind of code. Um, let me add a collision box collider, 2D box collider. It's technically a circle 2D collider. And then here we're gonna add a box collider. See if that fixes things or not. Oh, okay. So so it's the Z axis. Okay, so we need to freeze the Z axis too. That way it doesn't actually act up and move in that form. There we go. All right, so that's working. Add a collision. Let me just make sure that this is a proper way to do it. Okay. Let me just verify that. If I can get these, there we go. I need actually, let me zoom this out because that feels so zoomed in. There we go. Let's see. I needed a collision system. A collision system for my game. Hello, everybody that's joining in. We're just doing Breakout on Unity at the moment, but I'm just verifying that this is a proper direction. Need a collision system for my game. Added a rigid body and a collision. What is this? Just in a collision? What collision mask? Would it be? Collider, not collider, and added a collider to it. This is best practice. Okay, there we go. Is this best practice? This is let's see question that gets right to the heart of game developer best practice. Short answer: yes. Adding both a rigid body and a collider to a game object is the best practice for any object you want to move via physics and have interaction with other objects. However, it's critical to understand why you need both, especially in a game like Breakout. The role of rigid body and collider. Think of your game object as a physical object in the real world. The collider, the shape, the collider component defines. Okay. See, I understand that much. It's okay. I just want to make sure that I'm like on the right step. So I'm guessing if there has to be a function, right? For Unity rigid body collision detection mode. Okay, let's go to rigid body. Okay, let's look at all the methods right here. So we need some kind of collision detection. So collision detection mode, detect collision should enable. No, that's not what we're looking for. Public methods. On collision enter. On collision stay. Is maybe there's an on collision only. Okay. Maybe it's not part of the rigid body. Maybe it's part of the collision method. So we're gonna go to collider 2D. There we go. All right. Let's see what are the methods of collider 2D. Let's see. Attach, bounce, density, contact. I'm guessing it'll say on collision. On collision, enter. Trigger. Sets when an incoming collision makes contact with an object collider 2D physics. Sets when another object enters a trigger collision on this object. Okay. So I'm guessing it's gonna be on collision enter. So I think we're gonna have this script on the actual ball. That's what I'm thinking. Let's go to scripts. Just gonna simple model behavior. We're gonna call this. What do we call this? Because technically it's the ball collision, right? But what is the ball technically? No, I think we put this on the player, not on the ball, because technically, if we develop it more, we have more than one ball. So the ball should theoretically not have the script in it, because then it gets destroyed and then, well, technically a prefab could have it. Oh no, I don't know. I'll figure it out later on, you know. But for now, I'm gonna put in the ball. I take it back. I'm gonna put in the ball. Yeah, because then the ball needs to weigh to detect the break, and if it detects a break, then it should destroy it. Yeah. Alrighty. Oh yeah, a name for it. What would I call it? Ball control. Ball movement. Ball movement. Now think about it. I don't actually know what the Unity script name convention, because sometimes I forget about conventions and stuff. So what is their approach in conventions? Let's see. Let's see. So they use camel cases for a bunch of the variables for like terminology. Let's see. Class interface methods. Okay, so definitely not in the name. I'm gonna keep it camel case. Technically, it's not even camel case. Unity script, naming conventions. What is a good? Yeah. So, but looks of it, everybody does like capital. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just making sure. I don't know. Just want to stay up to standards. But I get distracted so easily. So let's not get distracted. Let's not execute that code because that is not what we're trying to do. All right, here, since it's something part of the physics engine, it's on the fixed update. Fix update. Update. All right, so in here we're gonna call on collision enter 2D. So let's see how it is. Compare tag. Okay. So they use a tag system. So clearly we need to create a tag. So player tag. There we go. And then for for now, we're just gonna call it. Should we say entity? You know what? Let's keep it. Let's not tag it for now, since it's either a we don't need it yet. So let's not do something unnecessary. If let me look at the example because I don't know how it is done yet. Oh, okay. Where is there? There it is. Yeah, everything being like a dark color is not great. As much as I like dark theme, it is sometimes not the most ideal thing. Void collision. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. Wait, what? Sent when an incoming collision makes contact with this object's collider. 2D physics only. Further information about colliders reporting the collision to the primary pass during the call. Okay. Public methods. Hmm. Well, this seems to be what I'm looking for, but it's not in the update. So let's first try this then. Void on collision. Collision. Did I spell it right? Collision. Enter 2D. Collision. 2D. Collision. No. Um, if where is it expecting? Where? Where? Okay, you know what? Let's delete all of this for now because it's fix of this. Is that it? Is that what you're complaining about? 19. There is no 19 though. You know what? We will keep coding it because I don't know where it is. Avoid collision. Collision 2D. Mono behavior. Okay. On collision dot game object dot compare tab player. Debug dot log. We'd say player. And okay. Okay. What is the problem? Why aren't you telling me what the issue is? I don't know. I don't understand. Okay. Let's go to Unity. Let's see if this compiles even. Compile error. Okay, what error are you talking about? Tun. Oh, wait, it just wanted to get rid of that? What? 9. Ah. What's the correct log? Let me look at my player because I know I did a log. I had a log. Let me just quickly go to Unity. You know what? It's right here. log. Debug log. What's the syntax? That's okay. So it is that. All right. Debug the log. Debug the log. Yeah. I don't know if it's just my compile just being done or why. Hmm. There we go. So clearly it collided. Because I didn't have it added to the script to the wall. That would definitely make a difference. All right, let's see now if we get the right console debug log. Player is not defined. That's because I spelled player wrong. All right, that's an easy fix. That's lowercase l, and then we should be able to run this now. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, yes. Okay, so okay, that's good. That's good. That means that it's working. So now, hmm. Okay. We're gonna should I create in here a pub private game? Where's my wait? Let me reopen this, guys, because I need my intelligence. If I'm being honest. Oh no! Do not run. Do not run again. What is up? What up, Samuel? Oh, that yeah. My TikTok one isn't working. That's kind of weird. Let me refresh this. Hopefully it works now because it should be working. I don't know why it's not sending me the message. Do I have to sign in again? I already signed in, right? Give me a second, guys, while I try to figure out if I'm signed in or not signed in. Ah, that's so weird. Okay, there we go. Okay, I think TikTok should be working now on the chat. All right, so yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, okay, yeah. Let me open up my IntelliSense, my editor. Hopefully, my IntelliSense is working now. It's just not fun to remember all the syntax sometimes, you know. Alrighty, hopefully it is informing on my IntelliSense. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna do a private. Private. Um, it's with a lowercase p. Private. Game object. Game object. Maybe. Okay, let's not do that. Private game object. Player. No, call it object just because we don't know what the object is yet. Is this a right? The right, yeah, game object, object. Okay, yeah. So, collision, the game object. I don't think we need it because technically we just derive it from that, right? I don't know if this is ideal, but we're just gonna do this. Okay, so dot get component add force. Yeah, that's technically what we have to do. So we're getting the component of its rigid body, then we're adding the force of vector up times that. Okay, so let's see that in action. The funny thing, that was exactly, why is there two? Okay, so one of you. I'm guessing this is the wrong one, so we're closing that. Okay, so we're gonna run this now. We're gonna test it out, see how it goes, see how it is, and then ideally, oh, it is, it is okay. Hmm. Wait, did I add force to the? I added force to my. Okay, no. Okay, so that's not what we had to do. Okay, that is definitely not what we had to do. Okay, so on this. Okay, so private rigid body, rigid body turn to rigidities. I'm gonna call it self. Wait, technically I can just do this, right? Alright, I don't even need this. So this, that get component rigid body, that get component rigid body 2D dot add force, vector up. There we go. Okay, so theoretically, my compiler is not even ready. What are you talking about? Okay. Okay, yeah, there we go. I need to get Predator on this because that is, I don't like it when it's not formatting. Doesn't format automatically, so all right, now theoretically it should. Okay, it doesn't add force. Okay, why is that? This dot get component dot add force, right? Because it's a rigid body, has to be add force has to be added. Hmm. Let's go read on this. Add force. X1. You know, let's just go to add force. Let's just add force. No, Is it because it's not part of a void fix update? Is that why? Add force transforms up to times thrust. Transform is new position. So we don't want to do that. We need to do vector 2 times vector 2 up times 10. Let's do 20. I don't think that would have a difference because I didn't even see it go up. Alternatively, you can specify force by default, add force from sub. Hmm. Oh. I am not sure. So we're just gonna ask my teacher over here. I am trying to add a force to my ball. I have this script on my ball. And of course, I forgot to hit the right keys. However, there's a problem with your Right now, every time the ball hits, you're adding an upward force. This means your ball will already move straight forward, so no matter what. Well, it's not even moving up, so clearly there's something wrong. Collision control, the x-axis. Think about the center point of your paddle. Well, right now, let's see. Right now, it's not even moving. It's how many times you've hit the ball cutting. You're waiting for the ball to collide with the paddle before applying the initial force, which is why it's not moving at all right now. Think of this: if a soccer ball is sitting on the field, it won't move until you kick it. Okay. The current core only applies after a collision, which I would think it would be after the collision. Clearly not. Think a new method. Apply the initial force here. Example, add force. Hint, which unity function only runs once when the object is created and ready for action. Where in the ball script should you put this code to give it an initial push so the game can actually start? So I understand what it's trying to say, but why is it not going up? You know what? Let's do dots right. You know what? Let me see if it works right now. Like, I understand what it means. I don't understand why it's not working. That's the thing I don't understand. If my logic is working correctly, even though the collides down because it has gravity on it. Oh, it is working. Maybe it's just not enough. Okay. Okay, in that case, let's do a public method for right now because I don't want to be able to change it. Public force. Public float move speed. Move speed. Move speed is good. We're gonna put it 100 because you know what? Times move speed. Alrighty. So I think now from your posts, I think now it should theoretically go up. Okay, that's a that's not enough. All right, let's increase the force. Where is my script? Maybe 1,000 was too much. Okay, let's try 500. What if I just do on collision? Because technically, no matter where it goes, if it collides with something, it shouldn't even look for the player thing. Because technically, when it destroys a block, it should collide to it. Unless I want to add a different method. But you know what? Yes. That is. Okay, so clearly we need like let's do 700 because why not? So it's working right now. Okay, now we need to figure out how to base it off depending on what side it goes. It kind of like adds a random value on it. So let's think about this. Okay. You know what? I have a great drawing up for this. If I remember the name of it. What's it called? What was it called? A X draw IO, something like that. Let me do Theo GG. Because Theo, I don't know if you guys know Theo, but Theo did a video on this. Extra. Maybe it's not IO. There we go. There we go. Free whiteboards. Okay, we're gonna switch this to dark mode, so not blind everybody, and then we're gonna start a new one. Okay. So we're gonna expand this for now. So we have a nice paddle here. And we're gonna fill it in the context. Well, let's leave it like this. And let's see. Make it thicker, slightly thicker. All right. So now, okay. Let me change the color. And is there layers? Can I have a new layer? Okay, anyways. I guess not. Okay, so if it goes here on this part, it should theoretically only apply force up. However, if it goes on, let's just say this angle, it should adjust, based on the angle. Okay, right? And then gradually go to the side. And if, of course, if it hits this side, it goes there. And if it goes here, bam. You get the point. All right, so why is it so thick? Oh, I was using the wrong one. Okay, so let me just move this right now. Is there a selection tool? Let's go to this one. Okay, selection V. Okay. V. Okay. Let's make this smaller. And maybe can I switch? Oh yeah. Let's switch the stroke to everything to be small, and except for this. Okay, so that's the original idea. Okay, so maybe this is how to actually implement it. What is the information that I can get from an object? We can do like a coordinate system that if it's within a certain value range, it goes a certain way. But then now to manually do that, which doesn't make sense. Dun, 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 dun. I mean, the only thing I can think of maybe is the unit circle. Here, unit. I have not touched the unit circle in a while. Unit circle. So theoretically, this is what we want. So 90, of course, going to be up. So 90 degrees is going to be here, right? 90. 0, 30, 0, 30, 45, 60. Okay, so it's going up, what 30? 120, 135. 135, and then 180. Well, 180 is here, but what's 150 something? 150, 150, okay. So let's say that this is how it works, Okay, so now let's say that this is my little player, the rectangle. So based on the area that it hits, it should theoretically go to this degree. Maybe not exactly, but just an idea of what degree it should go to. But we're back, so let's erase this part because we don't need this. Okay, let's not do that because we do need that. I have okay. So I don't know. Okay, what? Okay, let's see all the collision stuff. Let's see what are tools that we can have. Okay, so since it's a rectangle or a box collider, I'm guessing box collider 2D technically. Bounce. Bounce. Hmm. Raycast. Let's see what our Gemini did. Hmm. Wait, should I not add gravity? Because if I add gravity, right, if it goes that way, it's not, the gravity is gonna pull it down. So I don't think I should add gravity. Now that I think about it, I think it shouldn't have gravity at all. Um, mass simulate. This body now has been taken away out of the simulation along with any attachment. Okay, no, let's not do that. Gravity scale 0. That's a 0. Okay, so now if I'm right, yeah, it should stay still. Okay, okay, that makes sense. Okay, because we don't want to. Wait, does that mean that if I add gravity now, will it be too much? Void on start. Is it on start? Void start. There we go. We're gonna get this that game object dot. No, let's not do that. Should I just do in that case? Should I just do a public private? Private game object. Well, equals this. Oh yeah, you know what? Let's just do this. And then what is that? Okay, so ball equals this dot game object. Okay, so instead of get a this, we could just do ball. You know what? We're gonna be using this. Private rigid body RB. RB. In that case, then we don't need this because technically we're not even referencing that, right? It's some, but it's never used. Private rigid body. Okay, yeah. So RB dot add force downwards. Down. Oh, nope. Vector to the dot down. Okay, so it should theoretically just go down and be like, yeet, back up. Okay, let's rigid body, right? Fiber rigid body. Oh, 2D rigid body 2D. My bad. 2D. 2D. It's not 2D. There we go. My bad, guys. My bad. Does not match the rule of instancy. Okay. And bam. 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 Okay, let's see if this works. I know this actually, I should have done like the refactoring. I know there's a refactoring form. Let's see if this runs. Yep. It feels kind of slow if you ask me. Okay. Okay, so let's just do, technically it will be with anything. Because technically let me just build a little cage for this game object. Okay. Tickle outer outer with this outer wall. Outer wall. I think outer has two T's. And here we're just gonna create a can I just add box collider, mesh collider? I add a box collider. And then let's do bam. And then we're just gonna do another one. Offset. Where is this? Okay, so this has to be rotated 90 degrees. Nope, nah, not that one. This is gonna to be okay, so clearly this is not the way to do it. Yeah. I would imagine it would have been the right way, but let's delete this. Remove the component. Remove the component. Let's just do it this the old-fashioned way with 2D objects. We're gonna do a square. Rotate this by 90 degrees. Wait, what? Oh, I see. My goodness. That makes sense. Okay, okay, we don't need that. We don't need that. We actually can just do the 2D box collider. That's fine. I'm gonna add another 2D box collider. Exam. I'm gonna make this small. Just gonna make it as 1. Okay, maybe not 1. Do this. That's, I think that's good enough. And then we just make the Y big. And then the offset. Just go. Bam. 5, I'm guessing. 5 5. 5 1. 5 2. 5 1. 5 2. 5 1. 5. Let's just go with 5. Okay. And then we just add another box slider and we just put this on the. Bam. Oh. Okay. Make this small again. Bam. Yeah, that's good enough. Bam. And then voila. Okay. So, yeah. Okay, let's see if they even move. Like, let's just make sure it doesn't move randomly. For some reason, okay. And theoretically, because they're colliders, it should. Do I need to add a rigid body to this? Rigid body to the. Okay, so maybe I need a rigid body. Don't know, because technically it is simulating, but we don't want no gravity. We don't need gravity to be simulated on this. Just can't weigh nothing, and it'll be frozen and everything essentially. Let me see. Yeah, because the code is just if it collides with something, it should theoretically just send the opposite force from the the normal, I guess, northern force, neutral force. Let me check on. Let me check on Twitch because I haven't checked on them in a second. I don't. Oh, am I not live on Twitch? I should be live, but I just don't see nothing. Wait, what happened to my ball? Wait, did it work? Wait, let me restart this. Okay, okay. So if okay, so it's going up, right? After it goes up, and it goes even higher. Okay. Why? Why? It like just faces through it. Let's move it down for now so I can actually see what's going on. Dynamic, body dynamic. It has no rigid body, it has nothing. Right? So theoretically it should work, but why doesn't it work? Unless it adds a physics to it somehow. Sprite render. The sprite render shouldn't. Okay, let me remove the sprite render. Let's see if it's somehow the sprites renderer that allows it to not go through. Is it because I don't have it tagged? Um, let's go. Let's add a new town called wall. Inspector. Is that it? I mean, that's the only difference I can think between the player and that. Okay, what's the difference then? Let me move this in the bottom that way I see it immediately. Um Rigid body simulation is on. Maybe it needs mass. Is that it? Does it need mass? It does need mass. Okay. That's what it was. Okay, so we create the outer ones. The outbounds, essentially. But now it just stays up. Why? Um, let's go back to the collider. Debug dot. There we go. Now I need to know why it doesn't decide to detect it. Oh, because it's already going up. So it's trying to add even more force up. That's why. That's why I'm trying to add. I'm only adding force up, not adding force to the opposite of the center, you know? Okay, so what is the force formula? No, it's this one. This what is this one? What is this? Is this normal formula? Um, with downward force, upward force, normal force. Okay. Normal force formula. Mass times gravity. Cosine the angle. So we need a ray cast. We need to shoot a ray cast from the center of the ball. Okay. Let's go here. Okay. Let's go forget about that. We can worry about that. For right now we need to figure out how to edit the ball. So if this is our ball, right? And then this is our center. Let's just say this is center. It's not a good looking center, but it is what it is. Okay, so let's say that we're shooting a ray from here, right? No, no. If we collide with if we're colliding with something, we need to know. Can we know where we're colliding? On collision enter. Collision 2D. Okay, can we know what part is this being collided with? Properties, attach bounces. Let's look up ray, see if there's any ray cast done. Ray cast ray and seen at the start at the collision. Okay, so and get the ray cast. Okay, that raycast. Okay, let's do a raycast. Let's go to collider.raycast. Hmm. Direction. Okay. The no, would it be this? Dot game object dot collision collider. Okay, how does collider to the work? Okay. Okay, collision dot raycast dot what? Transform get contact equals to yield description clone contact point. Okay, properties, public methods. Oh my goodness. Oh boy. Alrighty, so let's do collision. So yeah, we just need to find a way to give. Is there another one? No, not yet. So this is raycast, right? But what part? Public methods. Okay. Cast array is seen at the start. So if this is a public method, radius info. This the game object. That get component. Collider to the dot raycast. Recast dot. Recast cannot resolve candidates. Okay. At least we're getting somewhere. Okay. Recast set result floor equals math infinity. So it's a vector 2 direction. Let's see, get component. Get distance. Maybe there's a direction one. Distance. Okay. Hmm. Get component is to can't think about it. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's get a hint. Let's get a hint. Okay. Now I need to get the normal of force. I need to now. Okay. I want to get the normal force. First to add the correct direction the ball should go, but I am not sure which method it is in Unity. Let's say it that way. That's an example question. Getting a normal force is key to making a realistic bounce in physics. Like breakout information is on collision 2D. On collision enter. So it's part of on collision enter then. So let's go to on collision enter. On collision enter 2D. Okay. No, yeah, I'm already there. Okay, so I already have that. How to get the collision normal. This property you're looking for is called contact. Oh, you can access the normal and the collision north of vector. So it's yeah. So it's called contacts. Okay. Contacts. Okay, so that's what's called contact. Contact mask, contact can, contact get, contacts. Wait, what? You can also access the normal of the collision. Normal is a vector 2. The point away from the surface that was hit given the direction of a rebound. Here's is the essence of the code to get the normal. We're gonna copy this because yeah. Okay. And then debug the log normal. Collision. Let's collision to the contact. Collision. Oh, collision just. For each point missile hit in call collision.contacts. Vector hit point equals hit missile hit dot missile hit dot point instantaneous explosion. Okay. Debug collision. Okay, we're gonna run this. We're gonna ensure that we are getting the proper collisions information for this. It's going up. We're getting a normal of 1, which is good. We're getting a normal of negative. Yes, that is what we need. Okay, normal. So I theoretically with this we should get you want to call it? It should go up and it should come down. Yeah. Bam. Okay, so the thing is, I think we're just gonna make this not a I think what we need to do is not to do this. We're gonna remove this. We're gonna remove instead of making it into a pure box. I think we're just gonna make it into a capsule 2D. Okay, let me just zoom in on this. Okay, guys. All right. So instead of that, we're just gonna go down here, and we are going to decrease the Y. Oh, it's not what I'm looking for. Okay. So reset, remove component, add only count. Okay, I think I need to zoom in because I can barely tell what's going on. If I can barely tell what's going on, but you guys can't even like see what's going on at all. Let's go to player. This is my jank way of doing it. Let's do 5. Okay, let's reset this. Okay, so now I get it. Okay. Okay, so okay. There has to be another collider that I can use. Composite collider. Box collider. Let's try a circle. Let's see if we can maybe modify the circle. Let's remove this, okay. That's a box. That's not even a capsule. Why is it doing the vex horizontal? What does that even mean? Wait, what did I do? Oh wow, I can edit the collider itself. Okay. Okay, so knowing that I can edit the color is nice, but I can't even do nothing with that. Okay, let's remove component. Let's just add the box slider again. All right, so we got the normal. Okay, so I was using a normal force. That's how we did. Okay, there you go. So now we're back to this. Okay, we're back to this square one essentially. Hmm. Oh, okay. Okay. Let's just do this. I originally thought of using a modified collider to make it tilt when tilt the normal more force when hitting the player. But it didn't work out. I am struggling to find a solution. Alright, I bet there's like an easy solution, but I don't clearly know it at the moment. Okay, this is a very creative idea. Trying to modify collider behavior to influence the normal. It shows you're thinking outside the box, but you're right. That's generally not how we control the rebound angle in Breakout. Unity fixes engines designed to follow the law of reflection. Incoming angles equals outgoing angles, so we need to override that behavior when the ball hits the paddle. You're struggling because the most effective solution requires a lot of math to manually define the new direction, which is different from relying on the normal. Let's break down the best practice solution for controlling the paddle bounce. Okay. The goal is to calculate a ratio based on where the ball hits the paddle. The ratio will determine the x component of the ball's new velocity. Find the hit location, determine exactly where the ball hits the paddle, um retrieve to the paddle center. Normalize the location, create the ratio, convert the location into a ratio between -1, far left, and +1. Apply the new velocity using the ratio set to the set new horizontal velocity of the ball. Okay, so we're not gonna look at the step-by-step guide implementation because we don't want that. Okay, so how we're gonna determine is how we're gonna find. So there has to be a location somehow, I think. Um, Okay, so um, not the right cast. Okay, so definitely we need to get a contact. So I'm guessing it goes back to the contact. Um, collision collider contacts. You should avoid using this as it produces memory garbage. Using get contact or get contact instead. Oh, well, um, okay. Collisions dot get contact zero dot normal. Okay, let's test that out if this still works. It's like, well, you shouldn't use this because this is terrible for memory. All right, let's test that out. Let's see if it runs still correctly as it should or not. Yep. So now it should go up and yeah, there we go. Yeah. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. So, okay, so we have that. Okay. Now the next thing that we need to get is okay. Let's see if point the point of contact between the two colliders in real space. Impulse bounces collider. The incoming collider to the involved the collision with the other fragile clone. Okay. Okay, we're gonna do collision. Dot get contact. Zero. Dot. We need a vector, so we're gonna get the point. We're gonna see if that is how we get it. Um, let's remove. Let's move this somewhere here that way I don't see. Okay, then we're gonna move our paddle slightly to the left. Oh, let's increase the integer on this. Let's just do a private count. Int counter equals 0. Counter counter equals 0. And then we're gonna. This is just for debugging. Counter. We're gonna add the end because that's what we're on. So counter plus plus plus. Yep. Counter. That way it doesn't do the locus look bad. We're gonna increase the height on this though. That we can see more of the actual counter system. Alright, so 0. Okay, now let's -1, -1. Okay, so it gets the point of where it is in the world, but not of where this thing is. Maybe I can get the points of both based on the world's axis and then calculate where it is based on that. So that is my thinking right now. Let's. I don't want to do that. Okay. So if we know the length of this, right? Of the player, which it is 2.3. Okay, let's not make it. Let's make it 2. Because let's not complicate our lives and make it a weird number. Okay. So if it's at negative 0.1, that means that it can go to length that way, to length that way, right? Let me double check on this. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. Dot game object. Dot get component. Collider 2D. Dot get contact. Zero. Dot point. Hmm. Oh, maybe that's okay. That's clearly not gonna work out. Am I overthinking this? Okay. Uh, I need a hint. Let's update it to it says hint because I don't want it. I don't want to know the answer yet. This is very current. Okay, yeah. Since the collider didn't work out, let's pivot to best practice method controlling rebound of the pedal. The technique is standard and nearly is in nearly every breakout game. The key, manually adjusting velocity based on hit points. Instead of trying to find the normal, we're going to manually calculate a new X direction for the ball on where it hits. This gives precision control over the rebound angle which is essential for a good breakout gameplay. Guiding questions. If the paddle's total width is 2 units and the ball hits exactly in the middle, the new X velocity should be 0. If it hits on the far left edge, it should be a high negative. Yeah, that's what I understand a lot of points. You can massively convert collision points into the paddles and correct rebound. But I just get negatives. How to calculate hit position? You need to find the difference between the ball hit point and the paddle center point. And collision TT gives objects the contact point. The transform that position property gives you the center of the paddle. What is in C# code to find vector differences between ball contacts and ball? Okay, so I have the contact point. Okay, so I have a one. Um, this game object dot or collision dot get. Collision game object dot transfer position. Okay, let's see what that does. We're in hold, guys. We're in hold. We must hold the line until we get the right answer. Okay. Counter does not match the relevances. Oh my goodness. Okay, here let's refactor this. Is it control R? There you go. See, I like Rider just because it tells me like, oh, you did not do this in the right convention name. You know, it's very helpful in that. All right. So the transform is a -4, and I hit it at -3. Wait. Oh. Oh, go. So this hit -100, right? So that's a center it. But in here, I hit it at positive. Okay. So wait. If I go, let's go all the way to the left, and then we will see if yeah. So we get -1. Oh, so it's just based off that. That's right. Negative. Okay. All right. So this. All right. Should be -1. So X, Y, Z. Yeah. So it's the X. Okay. So the X. Okay. Okay. So how mm, make a float be between 0, -1 and -0? C sharp. There should be a function for this. how to make a float. Oh, math.clamp. Okay. And then debug.log math f dot clamp. All right, let's do. Okay, so all right, let's see if it actually works now. If what I'm if this is correct. Where? Hmm. That's not the right. Wait, how did it move? Oh boy. I'm guessing I hit the edge too off. Yeah. Alright, at least now I know. Hmm. Okay, so my original idea is not it. Okay. Alright. Hmm. Man. The difference between will be in Unity's role units, which isn't easy to work with. We need to convert this to simpler numbers between that. And you can divide the ratio hit position by half. Width of the paddle. If the paddle is 2 units wide, then half it is. Apply the new velocity. Once you have normalized the value, you can call rebound factor. Use it to set up the ball's new velocity while ensuring the x velocity remains positive. To keep it going, try combining these 3 steps into a dun 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 dun. I don't know. I can't. Hint: the collision to the object gives you the contact. Yes, I can understand that. The transform position property gives you the center of the paddle. Does it now? World space position of transform. The position property of a game object transform, which is accessible in Unity's edge through. Get the value of located in the 3D graph. For more information about the position, refer. I don't think it's this though. Unless somehow with this you're able to understand where it is. Oh, okay. I think I know. Okay. Let's restart this from the beginning. Okay. Bam, bam. So the player is at -0, -0, right? The ball is slightly moving. So let me move my player. Okay. So pause this. So now my player is at -3. All right. So then we take -3 from this. Would we subtract it? Because technically on the left, right? Okay, wait. Here. Let me explain. Let's explain over here. So our first point, right? Bam. Let's just say this. Our ball. Let's just pretend it's right center. This gives us. So the ball tells us that it's at basically -0.01, right? For this. And the player, the X. Let me just do. All right, this is the X for this. So X that. Right. So once I moved it, right. Once I moved it, let me just quickly go back to this. Once I moved it, right. So let's just say, bam, like that. Okay, let's just organize this. Let's say I moved it here. Okay. So now my X on the ball was, what was it? It was still -0.01, right? But my X on the rectangle was, what was it? 0.31. So I think if my logic is making sense, what I can do is based on that, I can go so it has to go left. So this has to go left, right? It has to go to the left. So in order to do that, so we have a negative number. Let's do the math in orange. We have a -1.01, right? And if it's left, it has to be negative, right? Right? Left is negative? I think so. I'm pretty sure. Left is negative. Okay. So 0, 3. Do we subtract that? Wait. Let's continue simulation and let me go all the way to the other side. Wait. Wait a minute. Let me. Whatever. Twitch always having the random bot ads. Um, hopefully that didn't go. Let me double check. That's not going through stream. Yeah, that should not be going through either way. Stream should be only getting input one. And whoa, wait, why is mix B not working? Never mind, it is working. I just forgot that I have it a different system. My bad. We're good. Okay, so where was I? -3. That's not the right one. Player, right? But this is okay. Let me fix my my D logs, because clearly right now that's what is going on. Point collision name. Let's do name that. And then let's do this. Let's do that for better clarification on this. So this is gonna be name and then X. Let's do that. Let's do that. That way I am for sure knowing what I'm like reading. Okay, so let's start with the middle. Okay. Okay, now we're gonna go to the left. We're gonna go to the right. We're gonna moving to the right, right? So we should be going to the left on this one. And then bam. There we go. So we have all the data that we need right now, I think. Where is okay. Let's reset this. So I think I had numbers wrong. Okay. 0 player 1 point name outer wall. So we ignore this. So where's the X? Hey, where's the X? Oh, player X 0. There we go. So this is fine. Point. Okay. We ignore the outer wall. Point, we ignore that. Player again. So this is on this side. So yeah. So I had this wrong. So this was wrong. So if we're gonna go left, it's gonna be where was I? Player X0. Outer wall. Points 5. 0, 5. 0, 5, 5. Let's just say it's that. So negative plus negative. Maybe we make this into okay, yeah. Like it was like my math correctly. So this would theoretically give it to like what's 56 negative 56. So we invert this, I think. And then the last point that it hit when it was going to the right, let's just move this to the series. So this one was the negative 0, 0, 1. And then this was negative 5, 6. Right? Or if she times it. Do we even times it? Okay, I think I need to do more testing on this. Maybe we add it. Maybe we add it. So then it's just negative 4. And then we add whatever this is. But it's still negative 0, 5, 5. This is positive. And then we just negative this, positive this. So we times it times negative 1. No, not negative 1. Times negative. Somehow. We put this negative. Bam, bam. And then this will be get negative to go left and this will be positive to go to the right. That is what I think. That is what I think. Okay. 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 Debug dots log. Okay. Let's test it out. So let's get this. Bam. Dot x. Because we only need the x. Plus. Collision dot. Let's just do this. Oh, my bad. I did not mean to edit code while the thing was running. Okay. So this should give me a negative. That way I can go to the left. Okay, if I didn't miss. Okay, let's remove this for now because we don't need that at the moment. Yep. And then if I do this. Positive. Yes. Yes. Okay. Okay. Now we're gonna be testing this on a different. Let's do 4. And put the ball on 4. And then let's see if it does what I think it does. So it should theoretically be 0. If my negative, okay. Okay, what about now? Maybe I'm not supposed to add, but subtract? I don't know. Okay, no, that didn't work out. Okay. Um, gives you the contact point, the transform property. Or maybe it's this. This dot game object dot get component collider 2D dot recast overlap contact closest point returns the point on the primary is touch equals um let me just switch the audio because I hopefully I'm not getting copyrighted because then that'll be terrible. Let's go back to some non-copyrighted music again. Okay, so no, I don't know. Contacts. Void collision center collision call. Okay, so this I'm trying to figure off contacts. Can contact. Distance. I don't want an array though. Collision 2D. I think it was right though. Collision get contact at X. Get contact. Index of contacted retrieve. What if I do one? Would one be the my player collider? Is that how it works? If it says 0 or like double the negative number, then it might actually be that. Arguments. Okay, so we can't even do an integer of 1. So it has to be an integer of 0. for our normal. Oh, this is weird. We might need another hint. I need another hint. You're very close to find the relative hit position, but by the way you're combining the coordinates. Need a small adjustment here so you can correct it. Expression gives you the world's X position of where the ball hits. Gives you the world X position of where the paddle sensor is. To find the relative difference between the 2 points, you subtract the target sensor from the contact point, not add them. Ball hits the right side at 0.6. The difference is 1, a positive meaning the right center. Okay. This is a big hint. This is a big hint. Let me just. Okay. Okay, so collision get contact 0 is my paddle. No, this is the paddle. So this is my paddle, right? So if my paddle is okay, so it's just bam. You subtract. Okay, according to I was just doing the wrong math calculation, that's all. So theoretically this should give me the right number. Yes. Let's go this way. Yes. There we yeah. Okay, that's all I needed. Okay. So I was there. I was just not getting the right mathematical formula. Okay. We're gonna get a new what is this? Float? Private float. We're gonna call this direction. Mm. So we have to add this. So direction equals. Oh boy, I should have. Let's create the flow first. Okay. Private float direction equals this. Let's remove this because we don't need this no more. The counter, we don't need you. Okay, so we have the direction, right? We have direction. We can get velocity. Let's just put direction here. Direction equals 0 for now. Now in here, be a vector 2. Private vector 2 dot direction. X. Direction X. Okay. So then direction equals vector 2. Rebound factor. Once you have normalized value, let's call it rebound factor. Oh, lol. Rebound factor. Try combining. Okay, yeah. That's fine. So now direction X. What does reflection mean? Mm. How do I do a vector down? Angle. Get the angle. Equals new. Um. How do I get the curve? Vector down. Vector 2. Um, Magnitude, normalize. Why? Good component. Right. Velocity. Vector. Dot y. 0. Rigidity vector. How do I make a new vector too? Properties, downs, right, left one, positive, right up. I think this is the right way. Direction. Let's try that. I don't think we need to initiate the thing. Okay. I don't think we need normal either. what just what just happened? Okay, I think I'm doing it. If equals player, then we do this. We do this. Um, we have that. We do that, right? Explicit string comparison is an effective use compare tag. Compare tag. Compare tag. Compare tag. Okay. If collision dot compare. Collider's collision, right? Dot compare tag cannot resolve symbol. What do you mean? On trigger collision. Collider. Okay, you know what? Let's leave it at how it was. It's okay if it's inefficient. It's not a big deal right now. Else, all we're just gonna do is this. Um, RB at force. There we go. I guess, yeah. Alrighty, so I think this should work now as expected. So if I leave it center, it should just stay, just go. Okay, but let me just yeah. So just going up and down. However, once I go like this, it should go that way. Yeah. Okay, the speed. Oh, what is going on? Why is it rotating? I don't know if it's supposed to be rotating like that. Uh, maybe. Okay, wait. Stop this. Okay, what if I go to the ball and freeze its rotational? There we go. Will it affect anything? Okay, let me just do. Go to the left. Bam. Okay, okay. So clearly that's fine. I don't actually. Let me. I think I liked it better without rotation because frozen rotation because it felt a lot quicker. And let's just change this to 70, 1,000. Let's see. Let's see if it changes or it stays 100. Okay. Let's do 400. All right. We're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. I think the easy part would be to do the destruction of the yeah, I feel like this is good. No, actually this might be too fast. Probably around 300 I would say. I think it's a good number. Not 3,300. All right, let's try 300. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. All right. So right now that logic is done, so we're good. We're good. This is more than enough. Yeah. All right. To the player auto mom. Later on, we're gonna add a destruction. Okay, so we're gonna add a new group. Create empty object. This is gonna be our bricks. And then here, we're gonna add a new tile called bricks. I'm gonna add. I'm gonna reset this component. No, let's reset both. Actually, let's just 0. We need to put this at 0. The ball, put this at 0. And then in here, we're gonna add to these sprites squares brick. We're just gonna turn into a prefab. Um. Do, do. All right. So this is just gonna be 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. No, not the global light. I was like, why is it not changing? We can definitely do 1 there. 1 will be like 0.5. That is fine. Okay, so this is. Let's do 1.5. Yeah, it's fine. And then here we're gonna add a script. We're gonna make a new script. Actually, we're gonna name this as brick, and we're gonna work first on the logic of this. So on collision, and then here I'm gonna do else if collision equals brick. Um, no, I think we just since we're gonna do this, if equals brick, if it equals brick, I want it to be destroyed. Destroy collision dot game object. Yes. Let's see if this is the right one. So theoretically, hi Ami. Okay, that is not. Um. Oh, we need to add a collision. Box collider. And I think we need to add a rigid body, but I'm not sure. I don't remember if I need to. And we'll find out. So it collides with it. Oh, because it's not player. Or equals break. Break. I am trying to destroy the little block here. You see this? So once the ball hits down and it goes back up, I want it to like destroy this. So trying to figure out how to do that at the moment. Are you taking a break or are you done? Ah, it doesn't destroy it. Okay. Nice, nice, nice. Oh, so like everything's done then? Uh, okay, so not a lot left then. Let's see. Okay, okay. Okay, you know what? Let's do this. Really? That's a long time. Actually, no. Yeah, yeah. You were telling me about this, right? Sorry. Is that it's hard for me to like think and respond at the same time. No, yeah, no, yeah. That was a long time. I will be tired from it. Still, what? Okay, okay. Collision dot game object equals player equals brick. Oh, bricks. I'm spelling it wrong. It's with an S. Okay, that explains it. Yeah, the only issue is that I constantly need to check my spelling on this because I don't know if you noticed, but I am not the best speller. There we go. So it works. Okay. Yeah. All right. Honestly, and then the next thing, I'm just gonna add a script that just randomizes the color, like on start. Uh, script. My behavior. random color. Actually, this is not very descriptive. Now I think about it. Rename random color for bricks. For brick. There we go. Now it's a more descriptive name than what does this random color file do? We're gonna add this to there. We're gonna open this random color. We're gonna look up how to get game object color. RGB HSL. Okay, so the brick is, what would that be? The sprite render sprite color. So that's what we need. We need a sprite. 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 Render color. Sprite render color. M render color. M new color. Voice starts to import. Let's try this. Let's delete the comment because I don't need it. Okay, so what we need is a sprite. Sprite render, sprite render. Brick. Sprite render. So we're gonna name it that, right? And then in the start, we're gonna do brick sprite render equals that. And then brick sprite render new colors equals random. That's an actual color. That's an actual function. Random color. Not really, because I don't know what I'm doing too. Let me see if I can do the documentation. You're watching me trying to figure out how to do this. Oh, hello. Well, yeah, using just non-copyrighted, because I would play copyrighted music, but I don't want to risk it. You know what I mean? You know. New color. Random color. There you go. I think that is what needs to be done. I don't know. Oh no, there's an error in the method. Okay, where is the error? Nope, there's no error. All right, let's see if it works. Let's see if it changes color. Let's see if the brick changes color. It did. Yeah. Okay. So now we're going to create a prefab. So we need to create a new folder called prefabs. 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 On here, we're going to join this prefab. And then all we have to do is make a bunch of this. Okay. You know, Amy, my scrolling mouse wheel doesn't actually work. So the way I have to do things now is just basically not the most convenient things in the world. -10. J. Command C, Command V. Duplicate. Control D. I don't know. One day it just stopped working. Control D. 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 There you go. Let's see if it works. What do you think, Amy? Do you think it's gonna work? Hey, the colors work. Oh, I already lost. Okay, you're gonna see me play Amy now. Look at this skills. I was looking at the top. That's why I lost on my own game. But now that I'm looking there, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Yeah. Basically, it's everything that needs to be implemented is kind of basically the main MVP of this is implemented. Bam. There you go. Now I just need now I need like a scored system and then a way for me to lose, aka the ball goes down. Okay. Let me just get this and then we implement the score system. Okay. What do you think, Amy? What do you think? It's working? It plays how it's supposed to? Here. Let me actually there we go. Let me pop it off. And then let me remove the stats. Let me remove stats. There you go. Is it some like symmetrical or any way? I don't. Nope. It is not. But it's working. I think that's what matters. I think I need to change the aspect ratio. Instead of 3, I need to change it to forcefully do a 9:16. Because right now my level design is not it. There we go. Dun, dun, dun. And I won. I have no winning screen. Okay, so we need to do this to be 10:16. 16:9. Okay, so I don't know to go back to the. There we go. There we go. Okay, so clearly my outer walls are not it right now. Okay, so we're gonna delete this, grab this, grab all this. Now we're gonna grab our box collider. Maybe 4, 3, 1, 5. 5. Let's do 5. 35. Okay. 3, 5, 7, 6, 7, 8. There we go. Now it's the right aspect ratio. Wait a minute. This doesn't have a rigid body. But why do I need a rigid body for this? Let me remove this component. Let's see if it works. Okay. Maybe my code was just somehow wrong. No, it's like wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. Okay. Okay, so I think I think I might implement like the little what they call this would be loose. I don't know. Destroy player. Destroy bomb. Wow. Add a new component. We're gonna add a collider. We're gonna tag it as enemy. Wait, there's no enemy or something like that? Respawn finish. Add one called enemy. You know, if you're an enemy, you have to like you touch it. There you go. Will I regret this later? Naming this like this? Who knows? But for now, it should be fine. We'll put in the ball. Um, if else, if else, if else, if equals enemy. Enemy. So we're gonna destroy. This game object. And then we're gonna do game over. Okay, let's get out of the way. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. It worked. Okay. So we cannot add the game logic to the ball because then theoretically you should be able to if you have power ups. If I have power ups later on, I don't want it to be like, oh, one ball got destroyed, so it ends everything. There has to be a way to count. Game object. Attack. All right, so if I find Andy. All right, yeah, I think we just call it for a day for today. Thank you everybody for coming. I think next time we're just gonna add the scoring system. We're gonna add the game over logic, the scoring, like the scoring. Oh, and then maybe a way to like dynamically add all the bricks into the system. But yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next time. And the live on here.